Dear students, welcome you all in your online class. I hope you are doing good and going through the videos which we are uploading. Today, I'm going to start with a new chapter of your geography book that is called Motion of the Earth. In this chapter, we are going to learn lot many new things like what is called rotation, revolution, what is circle of illumination, what causes seasonal changes, what causes day and night. So this chapter is turning out to be very interesting. Dear students, I request you to underline the following lines in your NCERT book. Take out your pencil and underline rotation is the movement of the earth on its axis. The movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or orbit is called revolution. Now underline the axis of the earth, which is an imaginary line, makes an angle of 66.5 degree with its orbital plane. The plane formed by the orbit is known as the orbital plane. The earth receives light from the sun. Due to the spherical shape of the earth, only half of it gets the light from the sun at a time. So this entire paragraph is important. So I'm just reading it and you underlined listening to me. The portion facing the sun experiences day while the other half away from the sun experiences night. The circle that divides the day from night on the globe is called the circle of illumination. Now underline the earth takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis. The period of rotation is known as the earth day. This is the day motion of the earth. Dear students, in this video you can see that earth is there. There is a red line which is indicating equator. There is a black line at the top and the bottom, that is the imaginary line which is called as earth's axis. You can see at the top earth rotate on its own axis. So when at its fixed position, when the earth starts moving from west to east, it is called as rotation. Now, with the help of diagram, let us understand what is orbital plane. As you can see in the figure, there is a dotted horizontal line which divides the earth in two equal halves. The upper hemisphere is called as northern hemisphere and the bottom hemisphere is called as southern hemisphere. Now what is orbital plane? The axis of earth, which is an imaginary line, makes an angle of 66.5 degree with its orbital plane. In the image, you can see there is a dotted line which is horizontal and there is an angle written 66.5 degree. That means earth is going to make 66.5 degree with the imaginary line of the earth which indicates north and south. So this plane of the earth is called as orbital plane. The plane formed by the orbit is known as orbital plane. The earth receives lights from the sun. Due to the spherical shape of the earth, only half of it gets light from the sun at times. Now, let us understand what is called as circle of illumination. The circle that divides the day from night on the globe is called the circle of illumination. So, it is an imaginary line which divides day and night on the earth or globe. Now let us understand with the help of a video. Let us understand what is do you know the fact. An ancient Indian astronomer Aryabhat had stated that earth is round and rotates on its axis. That means it was an Indian astronomer जिन्होंने ये बोला कि जो अर्थ है वो राउंड है और अपने ही एक्सिस पे रोटेट करती है. Whereas in chapter 1 we have discussed that Earth is not completely round. It has got a geoid shape, which means flattened at the top and bulging out at the center. Now what would happen if the Earth did not rotate? क्या होता अगर Earth rotate नहीं करती? The half of the portion, that means this portion will keep on getting the light throughout the year forever, and this part would have been experiencing night for entire life. But this does not happen. The earth rotates on its own axis, which causes day and night. So kindly underline this. The portion of earth facing the sun would always experience day, thus bringing continuous warmth to this region. As that particular area is going to experience all the heat, that will cause the warming of the atmosphere and climatical condition, and the temperature will be very high. The other half would remain in darkness and will be really cold, as like you all know that because of sunlight we also get heat. So when the earth is not going to rotate, the other half of the earth will be freezing cold, and life would have not been possible in both the condition. So the second motion of earth would around the sun and its orbit is called as revolution, as I have already made you understand. When the earth moves around the sun in an imaginary path, that is called as revolution. Is going to complete, suppose the earth started moving from here. So it will like move here in 21st March, then in June, and in September, and then will again come December. तो यहाँ से घूम के वापस यहाँ आने में it takes 365 and a half 1/4 day. That means 1 year, right? We consider a year as consisting of 365 days only and 6 hours for the sake of convenience. So we do not consider like 365 days तो लगते हैं, उसके साथ 6 hours extra लगते हैं एक complete revolution के लिए. To complete one revolution. Now it is not only 365 days plus it is 6 hours. Suppose it is year 17, 18, 19 and 20. So in the year 2018 it will be again 365 days plus 6 hours. It will be 365 days plus 6 hours, and in 365 days plus 6 hours. So if we are going to add 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, that is going to be 24 hours, and 24 hours makes 1 day. So that means it is called when 365 plus 1 day. So we are going to call it as 366, and that is called as a leap year. When we are going to experience 366 days, that means in the month of February 2020, there will be one extra day, that is called as 29th February. And rest of these 3 years it is going to experience 28 February, 28 February, 28 February. But in the 4th year, these 6 hours will be added with this year, and that will give you the extra year. And how do we come to know about that which year will be the leap year? The last 2 digits, if they are divisible by 4, that means that year will be a leap year. So kindly find out in your calendar whether 2020 was the leap year or not.